This channel is brought to you by Double Six. I'm a rich, wealthy, 6'2" black, red pill Sigma man from South London. On this channel, I discuss money, cars, women, and children. These are the topics that dominate all men's lives. I'm an authority on these topics, and I want to share my stories and expertise with you. This video is going to be part of my Ghetto story series. This is going to be part of my series about my story, where I come from, where I've been, my life, how I get to you, so how I've got to where I am, how I've got to be a success, my trials and tribulations. So these are going to be a series of videos that I'm going to package up into one section on the channel. So just stay tuned and hear what I've got to say, and I'll see you on the inside to get in this, yeah? Well, welcome back. I'm Double Six, and I'm gonna tell you that this is my Ghetto story section. This is the section where I basically gonna tell you stories that I think about when I'm away from production of these series of videos. These are stories that I think about. I think, wow, I really got through that part of life, or that was really an influential part of my life. It's not something that will kind of fit together in a series of videos like my 7 keys to personal success videos, or any videos that I'm going to produce on power or losers or success or relationships. This is just sections of videos that I'm just going to bundle in one section, stories that I talk about my life, where I'm coming from, and you can kind of just piece them together, you know, to just get an understanding of me. So one of the stories I was thinking about, and it's just a brief story that I'm gonna publish on here, and I was about 18. I think I was 18 years old. I was living in Brixton, and one day one of my friends, my good friends, knocked the door, come outside. We used to ride like motorbikes. Yeah, I used to ride an R6. Guys were on R6, Honda Jigs, Ninjas, Shrads, R1s, and those were the bikes that we used to push when we were like 17, 18. And a couple of the bike crew were outside, you know, pulled up outside my yard where I lived. And my brethren, as I said, he knocked the door, and I'm like, where's everybody going? You didn't phone me, you know, where's everybody going? And my good friend, he says, yeah, come, jump on your bike, let's go. I says, where are we going? He says, all the man them are going down to Hatton Gardens, and we're gonna crash gang rob all of the jewelry stores and all of the shops in Hatton Gardens. I'm thinking, Hatton Gardens, like that's where all the jewelry is and those type of things. And you know, and I was looking at all of the guys and that he was with, and they weren't really my friends. That some of the guys, they were just like part of the bike entourage crew. But he and another friend of mine, I could see on his bike, was outside my house. I said to myself, I'm not really into no daylight robbery, going to no smash and grab. Like, I could see some of the guys that he was with, they were people that were bank robbers. They robbed post offices, banks, jewelry, they robbed drug dealers. I could see a few of the people on the bikes because I knew who they were in the crowd. And I was like, when are you going? And he's like, we're going now, we're going right now. And I thought, damn, that's a bit spontaneous. Even still, I ain't no robber and I ain't no thief. I've never been a thief, and I've never been a robber, and I never will. You know, at 18, there's a lot of peer pressure on you, you know, to think about. But for some good reason, I said, you know what, I'm not in it. You lot go without me. I said, my bike needs some work. Something like the chain was loose. I made up an excuse, and they were like, waste man, you're a waste man. And like a couple of the guys were like, what, you're not coming on the thing, you're not coming to lick it, bruv. You're not coming to do the robbery, bruv. And I was like, nah. And I just signaled to them like, later. And they just rev up. Everybody drove off. Yeah, about 15 bikers drove off. Idiot. Because the peer pressure was like, my friends were going to go out to do something together as a crew, and I withdrew myself from that crew. Now, I have to ask myself, like, where are them man today? Wait, 2021, them man are absolutely nowhere. At the time, they were the man them that carried the swing. They were the guys that carried the swing. And when I refused to go on the robbery with them, I felt bad. I felt like I was missing out. I felt like I wasn't part of being in the in crew. I felt like I wasn't part of the social network. You know, we didn't have Facebook and social media back then, but that was our social network. And growing up in South London, these were the friends that I had. My friends, the only way that they could live and they could eat and they could live well was to commit crime. That was the few options that they had for themselves, was to commit crime. And a lunchtime excursion on a Saturday afternoon drive down to Hatton Gardens in London and commit armed robbery for them was a well-spent Saturday afternoon. Consider my Saturday afternoons now are probably in the garden, sitting down with a drink, watching the birds like jump around on the back fence and watching my kids play. That's a gangster Saturday afternoon now, but a gangster Saturday afternoon, in the early 2000s was a stroll down to Hatton Gardens to commit armed robbery for the day. But, these were the limited choices I had. I didn't have my friends, my close friends knocking on my door and saying, oh, I've just read this really good book on how to achieve personal success. Or I've just read this really good book on how to make £1 million and be really successful and open your own business. I think you should read this book and you should take it. I never had no friends like that. My friends, and I won't even say they were bad, my good friends, when they were considering like, who can we get to go out today to commit this armed robbery, they were putting my name in the frame as a consideration, as a good thing, because they would think that, hey, if they went and did the armed robbery and I saw them with all the flashy jewels and all the things and the rings and the gold and the diamonds that they took the next day, I'd be upset with them and I would think that they weren't good friends to me. So they were offering a day out for armed robbery in London Hatton Gardens as a good thing. That's what my friends had to offer me. So you have to ask yourself, like, what can you achieve in life with friends like that? With friends like that, who needs enemies? I have to ask you, with friends like that, who needs enemies? Friends like that will drag you down. They will pull your life down. They're not doing it intentionally because that's all they know. South London's finest. That's all they had to offer. They didn't have any successful tips or tips to be a success or how to stay healthy, how to live long, how to be in control of your emotions, how to master your dark side, how to set goals and actually achieve them, how to be more disciplined. They couldn't offer me any of that advice. My friends, the only thing they could offer me was how to check gal, how to make money, how to sell drugs, how to rob man, how to go out and commit armed robbery, how to strong arm people, how to get what you want, take what you want, take what you want without asking. Those were my friends. Those were the only friends around me. I went to primary school with them. I went to secondary school with them. A guy, 2021, a guy just got convicted for murder and I went to nursery with him. Yeah? So these were the people that surrounded me. They were in my environment. They were part of my social network. There was nothing that I could do to remove myself because I was born into poverty. I was born around those people. They were the people that surrounded me. So those were the only choices I had at the time. I'm a success now and I stayed out of trouble now and I'm good to go now and I'm a well-defined, well-heeled black man now, but I'm here to tell you, stay away from bad company. It's hard. I know if you're a young black boy and you're looking at this video and you're on a council estate or you're somewhere where you can't really get away from these people, I'm here to tell you that you can get away from these people. You just have to make another choice. I chose that day not to be part of that armed robbery. And you know what? Whole heap of them got caught. 2 days later, they got nicked, they got arrested, they were on the run. Another guy had to lam it, had to leave London. They had to park up their bikes. They didn't even cover their license plates. They just went there like it was a daytime stroll in the market through Covent Garden with hammers and guns and knives, smashing and grabbing. Whole heap of them got caught. But that was the only options we had. Those were my friends. My friends only had to offer me goodness of what they had to offer me, the goodness of what they had to choose from. And a Sunday stroll down Hatton Gardens to commit violent armed robbery was the options that was in front of us. I'm just here to share this story with you because it was something that came up on my mind. Youth man, black man, young black boys, you can make another choice. You can choose not to go with those guys. Don't worry about feeling bad. In the long run, all of those, man, half of them come back now to ask me for a job. Come back now to ask me to help you. Help me. Half of them, man, will call me boss now. Yeah? So don't worry about those choices at that particular time. Just believe in yourself that you can have another opportunity for yourself, that you can be successful, that you can get up and rise up out of the ghetto. Because I got a whole heap of ghetto story to talk. And I'm just going to be throwing them at you as I think of them, as I feel them, and hitting them at you on this channel because I want young black boys out there to watch and know that you can do better, you can achieve more, you can be successful. You don't need need to be violent. You don't need to beat up your girlfriend. You don't need to have violence towards women. You don't need to have violence towards other men unnecessarily unless you master your dark side. So catch my video, link in the description below, on mastering your dark side to know to control your anger, channel your negative energy into positive outcomes in society. Positive in society, and you will win in society. Nothing, is ever gotten away with. Get away with nothing in life. Karma always comes back to you. Have a clean heart. And I'm telling you, rise above poverty thinking, stay away from the crowd. That's all I've got to say to you. The crowd ain't no good. That crowd came to my yard to pick me up, and I would have had a different life path by then. Who knows, I wouldn't have been able to get work, wouldn't have been able to make certain opportunities if I'd have got arrested and had armed robbery on my record. A lot of those guys that was on that armed robbery, they're on their face now. They're on benefits now. They're on their face. Nothing ain't good for them in life. As I said, they have to beg me for a job and call me boss. Oh, don't watch no face, young man, Stay true to yourself and believe in yourself, Nothing is impossible. Stay tuned. Share any comments in the comment section below if you feel what I'm saying in this video. If you need any help, reach out to me privately, message me on this platform, and I'll see if I can help you to stay away from the gang culture and stay away from the life of crime and pursue a life of personal success. I'm Double Six. See you on the next one. When it comes up into my head, I'm gonna push it out on this channel, on this particular platform, for another ghetto story, So check you on the next one. Hold it down.